Is anyone else tired of this map yet? Because I am. But unfortunately, as you can see, the map in the book fits damn near perfect onto Nublar 15. So that's what I'm going to use. As usual, I chose flattened, but this side of the map, they don't remove the trees, they don't actually flatten it all the way, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Before we actually get started, thank you for being here, and please, if you enjoy what you see, subscribe. I always enjoy comments from people. I like to hear what you guys think. If you guys have any suggestions as to something you would like to see me do in the future, that would also be cool. So I'm going to start this out by saying that originally I was going to combine the movie and the book, Site B, all into one. I played around. I did this, and then I started playing around and decided to do a totally different build for Site B from the movie. So I did add a bunch of stuff from the movie onto this map. It's not, a lot of it isn't in the book, but this video was pretty much done by the time all of that happened, so I left it in there. Obviously, feel free to keep it, remove it, do as you see fit. But this video it's too late to take it out. Plus, without some of that stuff, it just adds a little more character. So I haven't read the novel in a very long time. I did my best. I remember certain parts very well. But really all I had to go on when I was building this was that map that is in the book. So I apologize if I forgot anything. I tried not to. Trying to make this area a little less cliff-like. So this area where I just put the water down, on the map it looks kind of like swamp land. I don't really know. So because I was combining the movie and the novel, I go back to it twice. The first time I make the swampland, but then I figured that was the best place to put the Stegosaurus, so I went back a second time and tried to make that area look pretty close to the part in the movie with the Stegosaurus. Frontier really kind of gypped us. For those of you who have played the first game, Isla Sorna 97, that map was ideal for at least a movie recreation. It had, all of the maps in that game you had the ability to place redwoods. We had some other unique placeable trees. It was very misty. The terrain paintbrushes fit a lot better. And then in this game, they got rid of it all. And the focus, as far as Chaos Theory, where we got that map, that was San Diego, obviously part of the movie, but it doesn't help at all with Site B. So, Frontier, if you're listening, please bring that stuff back. And I really don't know why it's Sandbox. I feel like we should be able to have all of the terrain brushes, all of the forest brushes. Parks would be a lot more unique. We would have a lot more options. This wouldn't have... this wasn't my favorite build. I think it turned out kind of crappy. It's still cool, but it just seems to be missing some things. And this whole area, kind of mimicking a waterfall. I took some creative liberty here. Based on the map, that path kind of winds down through mountainous terrain. So I played around with this area a little bit to make it a little more unique, not just flat. And we will go back and delete that path using the dirt brush. It's able to, once that path is deleted, it looks more like a jungle road. So that was pretty cool. On the map, there's a little creek, river type thing. It's where Diego gets eaten by the Carnotaurus. So that's what that little body of water was. And I didn't follow the map to a T as far as placing the forest and whatnot. I added a lot more forest than what was present on the map. It just seemed like the map was very empty without it. This area on the map is supposed to be the T-Rex nest. Again, because I was trying to combine the movie and the book, I flip-flopped them because I thought the locations made a little more sense as far as the movie went. So, again, feel free to flip-flop them back. That's another thing that I kind of wanted to talk about. I do my best to recreate these maps. Obviously, it's just my interpretation. You know, there's plenty of other people out there that build these better than I do. They build them differently than I do, and that's the whole point of this game, is to build whatever you want, build however you want, add whatever dinosaurs you feel need to be in there. So basically the entire process, obviously I play the game, I record what I do, I do my best while I'm building it to, well, beforehand really, to do my research and try to get a good handle on what I'm going to end up doing. And then once the park is complete, I edit the video, cut out all of the unnecessary stuff. I speed things up because, you know, nobody wants to see me place trees and rocks and all of that at normal speed. Even if I did this at normal speed, my videos would be hours and hours long. So I go through and edit it, and then I do this voiceover. So like, by the time the video is up on YouTube, like, that's that. I can't go back and change it. I mean, I can, but everything's going to get messed up. Like, the music, me talking, everything. Everything could potentially become messed up. So, I've gotten a few comments from people saying, oh, there's this dinosaur in this enclosure, and I mean, there was one comment in particular, according to all of my sources, that particular dinosaur was not ever in that enclosure, and even if it was, I can't go back and add it to the video because, like I said, the video's done. So I do my best. If I miss something, I put a lot of effort into these parks, and things get overlooked, forgotten about. Obviously, I try not to do that, but I'm only human. So, end rant. I apologize if I offended anyone. So here's the initial swampland. Then for the nest, I just lowered the terrain, filled it in with dirt. They're obviously a lot bigger than they need to be, but the terrain tools are very limited here. So then I had initially made that one bigger because it was going to be the T-Rex, and then I decided to flip-flop it around. This whole thing's kind of a mess. According to the map, there is a shed there. I don't quite remember what happens in the shed. I think someone hides in it, something like that. I really can't remember, but that is the closest thing to a shed that I thought of in the game. So this is going to be the boathouse. The frickin' hitboxes. I truly don't understand why I couldn't place that building any closer to the water. It's ridiculous. those decorative trailers are supposed to be the big trailers that get pushed over the cliff by the T-Rex. I end up moving them a little bit because I don't like how close they are to the village. The concept art for the worker village, basically from the movie. I know it's different in the novel, but I actually don't have my copy of the novel, so I just use that concept art, and I do go back and change the buildings a little bit. But another thing that happened, I play on Xbox Series S, and it seems more often when I'm recording, the Xbox crashes. It'll just shut off, so I'm obviously recording, it shuts off, and then normally what happens is 90% of the footage is fine, just the last minute or so before the Xbox crashed gets ruined and I can't use it. But my Xbox crashed while I was making this, and none of the material that had been recorded was usable. So what I did, I moved all of the vehicles out of the worker village and placed them on the game trail to represent the movie. This is the campsite where the T-Rex attacks and Roland actually gets his buck. But anyhow, so the footage that got messed up evidently was not the change in the worker village, but I did take, because I placed a paleo medical facility and the science center in place of the expedition center, and then the response post, whatever, I took all of the vehicles, I put one by the trailers, so that they could have the Jeep as well that Eddie uses to try and keep the trailers from falling, and then I took the two MVUs and the other Ranger unit and put them on the game trail to represent the game trail scene in the movie. So now I'm just touching up the Stegosaurus area. And I like to go through and just raise and or lower the terrain a whole bunch, because when it's totally flat it looks unnatural. I don't like it. So and now it's gonna be time to make the dinosaurs. There will be a tour video of this build. Even with 3 hatcheries, I was not able to place all of the dinosaurs that I wanted to. So basically, if the dinosaur had a 1997 skin, I used it. And then I believe one of the Carnotaurus skins did not get included in the video, and I'm going to leave the other one a surprise. So you'll just have to wait for the tour video to see what I'm talking about. But I'm not actually going to show the placement of all the dinosaurs and whatnot, because it's just kind of a waste of time. So, other than that, stay tuned. I will have the tour video up as soon as possible. I'm also working on Site B from the movie and San Diego. All of these I will have builds. The other Site B, probably 1 part. San Diego, probably 2 parts. And every video or every build will have a tour. So, lots of the Lost World material coming up in the future. Also, bear with me. I would love to post more often, but between work and I'm doing work on my house, my wife and I only get every other weekend off together, so I really try to do my best, but I have a busy life like everyone else. So again, I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed, everyone who watches, everyone who will subscribe. Please don't forget to do that. Comment, because I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you hopefully very soon.